It's a normal morning in an Iranian classroom. Sunlight, silence, and a blackboard that's about to tell the truth. Mr. Nasseri, the economics teacher, walks in. He writes on the board, "What is inflation?" Inflation, a simple word with deep consequences. In Iran, it's not just a concept, it's a chronic condition. The students stare curiously at the board. One of them asks, with innocent honesty, "Sir, is it when everything randomly gets more expensive?" Mr. Nasseri smiles. "Not exactly, my boy. Let me tell you a story." The boy listens closely. Something tells him this lesson is different. Inflation sometimes comes from sanctions, but not the way you'd expect. Economic charts appear, prices go up in red, but wages stay behind in gray. Mr. Nasseri says, "Let's go to the market. See it with your own eyes." A traditional Iranian market, the smell of herbs and inflation. Shelves are full, wallets are not. Groceries sparkle behind the glass, but the prices are eye-popping. The shopkeeper sits, calculating. Changing prices has become his daily ritual. A young customer walks in. His hands are empty, but his frustration is full. "Why is this pasta so expensive? Sanctions don't apply to pasta, right?" The shopkeeper raises an eyebrow. "Not directly, but let me show you. Pasta comes from wheat, harvested by machines that need parts. And those parts come from abroad, paid with dollars under sanctions." The boy's eyes widen. All he can say is, "Whoa." The shopkeeper smiles bitterly. And that, kid, is how we get inflation. Scene change, a room, a notebook, and a hopeful young man. Ali saves money every month. "In 10 years, I'll buy an apartment," he thinks. The calculator ticks. His savings now total 6 million tomans. But when he looks at real estate prices, he's stunned. Standing outside the agency, he looks like someone who's just been tricked by the universe. Apartment price? 19 million per meter. Ali's money? Exactly enough for 1 square meter. His eyes are full, not of tears, but of harsh reality. He whispers, "If inflation outpaces my savings, I'm actually falling behind." Back at school, the boy repeats Ali's words in his mind. The classroom is empty, but the blackboard now carries a deeper meaning. Mr. Nasseri returns. "Now, what is inflation?" The students think, as if they've just realized where they really live. One of them says, "So, we need to grow our money, not just save it." Mr. Nasseri smiles. "Exactly. Because if you run, you fall behind." And once again, the word appears, inflation. But this time, everyone knows what it truly means. A lesson that started with numbers, ended with a glimpse of real life. Did you enjoy the video? Which part stood out to you the most? When the shopkeeper said, "Pasta is also under sanctions," or when Ali realized 10 years of saving could only buy him 1 square meter of an apartment? Let's break it down and take 4 solid lessons from this story. Lesson 1. Inflation is a silent thief. It doesn't steal your money, it steals its value. If your money isn't growing, it's silently shrinking. Lesson 2. Sanctions aren't just politics. They trigger a chain of rising costs and eventually show up on that pasta price in your grocery bag. Lesson 3. Saving without growth is like storing ice in a desert. You can protect it all you want, it's going to melt anyway. Lesson 4. In a world where inflation is sprinting, walking slowly means falling behind. Now, to be fair, inflation exists everywhere. But in countries like Iran, when annual inflation crosses 40% and liquidity grows uncontrollably, combined with international sanctions, the stakes are way higher. If you found this video useful, share it with others, because understanding the system is the first step to not being crushed by it. In the upcoming videos, we'll explore inflation around the world. Venezuela, Turkey, Argentina, even the US. Let's see how other nations live with rising prices